All right, everybody, peace. Welcome to the Sorry to Bother You College Football Show. Wherever or however you are listening, we're so grateful to have you here with us. As you guys know, I'm your host, Kashawn Cottle, and we have got some interesting stories that we're going to be covering today. Look, you guys saw the USC Michigan game, but that is the epitome of Big Ten football. We're going to be covering that, but we're also going to be covering an extremely physical SEC matchup between Tennessee and Oklahoma. Did Tennessee prove anything to us? Is Oklahoma still in contention to win or possibly vie for an SEC championship? We're going to be discussing all this and then some, guys. But before we get started, be sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button as well so you guys can stay up to date on all of our latest content. Be sure to follow us on Patreon as well if you would like exclusive content. You can do so by going to patreon.com, clicking on the search bar, and typing in Sorry to Bother You Show. That way you can get all of our exclusive content that we post daily. None of this is possible without you guys, the fans, so we're so grateful and honored for all the love and support that you guys continue to show us day in and day out. So that being said, guys, let's go and get right into it. Like I said, USC, Michigan, the epitome of Big Ten football. If I was to tell you before the game started that Michigan would only have 32 passing yards, you would probably think that USC blew out Michigan by 20, 30 points. But then you'd have to wait for me to tell you that Michigan had 290 yards rushing. 290 yards rushing. And it just speaks to what Michigan does well. And listen, I'll be the first to admit I was completely wrong in this prediction. I predicted USC was going to beat Michigan by 20 points because I thought that USC will be able to control the line of scrimmage and create deep play or get deep plays off the play action. But Michigan did a great job of controlling the line of scrimmage and limiting USC to 96 yards rushing. They did give up 283 passing yards though. But what Michigan did a great job of was limiting, specifically on one key possession, limiting USC to a field goal in the red zone, and that was one of the big momentum shifts. But USC's defensive line didn't do a good job of creating pressure and stopping the run because, listen, Khalil Mullings had 17 carries for 159 yards. Donovan Edwards had 14 carries for 74 yards. Alex Orji had 13 carries for 43 yards. And Fred Moore had 1 carry for 15 yards. And listen, Alex Orji only threw the ball 12 times. And like I said, this is typical Michigan physical football, and I was surprised by, like I said, by Michigan's ability to control the line of scrimmage on both the offense and defensive end. But though USC did a great job as well, though, in terms of matching that physicality and still being able to find holes or find the soft spot in the Michigan zone, because Michigan, they ran more zone than I expected them to, but Michigan's ability to run the ball was extremely impressive to me. And even when USC started to crowd the box, have 8-9 guys in the box, they still were able to get what they wanted. And obviously that allowed Michigan to control the time of possession. And if we look at the time of possession, not sure if we can get that on here. Well, actually, there wasn't that much of a difference. Actually, USC had the ball for 30 minutes, while Michigan had the ball for 29 minutes. So very interesting stat right there. I knew that was something I wasn't unaware of. I would have assumed that Michigan had the ball for an extended period of time over USC, but what this game showed me is that both the teams are great matchup. Both the teams are great. And this is about where I expected them. Though I expected USC to win, I'm not surprised that they lost. But Michigan I will say is better than I expected, especially coming off the performance against Texas and against Fresno State. But perhaps what does this say about Texas that they were able to do this to Michigan? Um, I still think Texas is one of, if not the best team in college football right now. But Michigan, Michigan's good. Michigan is better than I expected. But this is about on par for them. They're right with USC. I think USC is right with Michigan. They're about the same in my perspective. But extremely physical matchup. Extremely old school Big Ten football right here. And in order for Michigan to be successful over the course of this season, moving forward, they're going to have to find some sort of passing attack, because I don't believe they'll be able to run the ball like this against Ohio State, or even definitely not Penn State. So they're going to have to find ways to diversify the offense, because it came as a surprise to me that they were even able to do this against USC. But like I said, the great win by Michigan, but they will have to diversify that offense to some degree if they want to be successful and have a chance at winning the Big Ten championship. But let me know what you guys think. Leave your thoughts in the comment section. What do you guys think about this victory for Michigan? Does this make Michigan one of the best teams in the Big Ten? And what does this say about USC? Are they better, or are they on par them for what we expect them to be? Leave your thoughts in the comment section. I'm looking forward to hearing all about it. But in our next segment, guys, we're going to be discussing an SEC matchup that was probably a bit more physical than people were expecting. So be sure to stick around for that, guys. You're not going to miss it. We'll be right back. Alright, everybody, welcome back. In case you missed the first segment of our show, we discussed the matchup between USC and Michigan and what the win for Michigan means for them moving forward, and as well as what the loss means for USC moving forward, especially going into Big Ten play. And in this segment, guys, we're going to be discussing a pretty physical SEC matchup between Tennessee and Oklahoma, perhaps more physical than what people were expecting. As you guys know, Tennessee over the weekend defeated Oklahoma by a score of 25-15, and this game was a highly touted matchup due to Tennessee's explosive offense coming into the game, going up against Oklahoma's stout defense. And what this game showed me is that Michigan on the brain. Oklahoma's defense is as good as they advertised. But Tennessee's offense, when going up against a great defense like this, perhaps isn't as explosive as we thought they were. Tennessee had 194 yards passing and 151 yards rushing. And something also stood out to me that a lot of people won't be talking about is Tennessee's defense, Tennessee's run defense. And if we recall, going into the game, I discussed how Tennessee had one of the best defenses in the country. In fact, they had the third best defense in the country in terms of points per game. And I thought that would play a factor in it, and it did. Limiting Oklahoma to 36 yards rushing, a team that normally averages 110 yards rushing, that completely stifled Oklahoma's offense. And what this proved to me is that Tennessee, though their offense isn't as explosive, that Tennessee has legitimate defense as well. And where Oklahoma will struggle going into the season is their ability to be consistent in the running attack and being able to still be efficient in the passing game. They had 186 yards passing, and they made a change at quarterback, taking out. They that and when they made the shift at quarterback, it actually created more diversity and more explosiveness for the Oklahoma offense. It brought in the more mobile quarterback, and it kept Tennessee honest, especially on the zone reads and the jet sweeps. And when Oklahoma made that change at quarterback, you could see Oklahoma's offense started to move down the field with more fluidity. And will this change be permanent? And that remains to be seen. But definitely Oklahoma's offense moved with much more fluidity and was more coherent with that change. So will Oklahoma's offense be able to get into a rhythm, stay in rhythm? That remains to be seen. That will be the biggest question for Oklahoma moving forward. But I think Oklahoma's defense is legitimate, and Tennessee's defense impressed me tremendously. After this game, like I said, limiting Oklahoma to 36 yards rushing. I mean, that's just phenomenal. And I don't believe Tennessee's offense is as explosive, like I said, as we thought it would be. But the defense that I saw from Tennessee more than makes up for it. And will it be able to do this against teams like Alabama or Georgia, moving forward into SEC play? I'm unsure about that, but I'm excited to see them play. I do believe Tennessee is a legitimate top 10 team in the country, though, based on what I saw. And that front seven Tennessee, man, is just is physical, and they clog up the lanes so well, and I just wasn't expecting that. And what this means for Tennessee, I think Tennessee is going to be a legitimate threat to winning the SEC championship. Oklahoma is good. I don't think they're in that tier with the Georgias and the Alabamas and Texases, but I do believe Tennessee could vie to be in that tier. Them and Ole Miss, Tennessee and Ole Miss, they're definitely knocking on that door of being in that top tier of the SEC with Georgia and Texas and Alabama. I don't think Oklahoma is there yet, but Oklahoma is a good team, and they're much more physical than I expected them to be. Listen, there's gonna be a lot of talent in the SEC, man, this year. It's just there's just so much talent. I mean, we haven't even touched on Kentucky or Texas A&M or Mississippi State or Auburn. Even there's a lot of talent, man, up and down the SEC, and it's primed to be a great year for the SEC. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. What did you guys think about this matchup? What did you guys think about Tennessee limiting Oklahoma to 36 yards rushing, 186 yards passing? Do you guys think that Oklahoma needs to make any changes to the offense in order for them to be more explosive? And what do you guys think about Tennessee's defense? Leave your thoughts in the comment section. I'm looking forward to hearing all about it. But with that being said, guys, listen, that's it for our show for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll be back again tomorrow, guys, with our NFL show, as well as another college football show. So until then, guys, continue to stay safe, be vigilant, make smart decisions, and peace.